My name is Patrick Medway. I'm the Secretary of the Australian Wildlife Society. We've been represented on a number of state government and federal government conservation programs, and for the last 10 years I've been representing the Society, monitoring the New South Wales National Parks Kangaroo Management Panel, and we advise the committee and then the government on the process. And this is an example of the commercial kangaroo management program. Once they pass the legislation to cover it, it's legally permitted for them then to harvest the animal, but remembering that it's a protected native animal under normal circumstances. But because of overabundance, then there's a permit given for them to be harvested, and we support that through wise use policy, that it's not wasted, it's being put to wise use for human consumption, for the skins, and hopefully to make a viable industry to support the rural sector again. What you've got is across the country, because of land clearing and the provision of grasslands and more water, there's habitats being created ideally for kangaroos. It's been created primarily by the farmers for sheep industry, cattle industry, but the kangaroos are benefiting from that to the point where they become overabundant in certain areas. Now we have between 50 and 60 million kangaroos across Australia in all states, and that's then impacting onto the graziers who are affected by the fact that the huge number of kangaroos are coming to eat their crops. If a kangaroo mob move in onto a grasslands or onto wheat, barley crops, then it's quite destructive. The number of animals being taken under the quota system each year is only around the 1 or 2%. It still does not affect the population. The demand for kangaroo meat is not sufficiently high enough to keep the price high enough to make it commercially viable. Our role, as we see it, is monitoring this so that you don't end up having the rare and endangered animals affected, or where there's an uncontrolled. If the decline in the kangaroo population from a drought occurs, and then the numbers drop dramatically, then we'd be right in there watching and monitoring this to make sure that they don't reach a level that they cannot recover from. In the sense of kangaroos, where the farmer is concerned about the economic viability of maintaining his farm, if he's got a mob of 100 kangaroos eating the same as his sheep are eating, he's going to be concerned about that. Hence the need to harvest the animal while you can, because you reach a stage, sadly, where the condition of the animal drops so far in a drought that it has no viability. Kangaroos are a native animal and have learned to cope, but again, they'll get to the stage where they'll chew the bark or leaves of trees as well as the grass, which kills the tree. To create the industry, the government has licensed both state and federal, has created the opportunity here for the kangaroos to be harvested under humane methods. It should be wisely used for human consumption or for products such as skins. And it's quite a market. It's good meat, it's low cholesterol, it's nutritious, and there's a real need for the Australian community to really become more aware of the real nutritional value of eating kangaroo meat. And the price of lamb today has reached such that a good viable alternative for most people would be to in fact have kangaroo meat.